Welcome everybody to another episode of our Portsmouth FC Food Simulation Road to Glory career mode. This is episode number 5 and yeah, today we are of course therefore starting off season 3. We have won the league title in both seasons. The first time not that surprising, but kinda still surprising. I didn't expect it. But that we won the league title last season in the third league was definitely a big surprise for me. And suddenly we are here in the championship. So waiting the second league of England. One more promotion, we would already be in the Premier League. And I think this time we will need a bit more than one season to do it. We are not going to win the league title again. I guess so, at least. You never know, of course. We saw that last season. You never know. Yeah, and of course also the goal this time is only to have a mid-table position. It's been a bit longer than a week this time, just because I've started FM and there were a few reasons, a few things happening in my life. So this is the reason why, but here we are again back with Portsmouth. As always, the season starts with the transfer window. The goals I had in the transfer window were still of course to sign 2 new centre mids. We have improved the team in a lot of positions, the goalkeeper position, the right back, one of the center back, a left back, a right winger, a striker and a CDM. So what I really need now or left would be one more center back, a left winger as well as 2 center mids. And the center mids, we have a lot of very old center mids, a lot of center mids with decreasing stats and overall, like Roberts, like Abora or Adora, I'm not 100% sure, a lot of them. Which is why I really have to get some of them out for as much money as possible and try to sign new ones. So my goal was to sign 2 new first choice center mids, one more like a rounder or defensive one, so more of a player who can also defend, doesn't have to have good long shots or whatever, and one more attacking one, good long shots or good finishing, good free kicks, one of these things, just like he scores more goals while the other one will defend more. This was the goal and we're just getting players out, yeah, that we don't need anymore. After the signings or before the signings, there's one player and this is this dude, Love. I still don't know exactly know how to pronounce his name, I would just say Love. Striker or left winger, we used him as left winger a bit, but I just don't need him, so he's the only player who is already on the transfer list. And just a few days later we already got an offer from Burton Albion, which was perfectly fine. It was exactly his value, so for me no reason to not accept it. So boom, there we go, we accepted. And just a few days later, basically 1 week into the transfer window, we already got sold, so perfect start into this transfer window. Now of course I was doing some scouting, looking around for some center mids to find some, so the first thing we can now have a look at with fast is the preseason tournament. We choose the right one just because it's by far the biggest potential prize money. The difficulty is of course quite high, but mainly because of money we just had to choose them. Our coup in this tournament was Angels, Real Oviedo, good team, and Genk also not a bad team. So I would say we are probably going through a second, at least that's what I expected, but it won't be that easy. Game number 1, Real Oviedo, very nice story about their club. Can we start off with a win, and boom, and here you can see we do start off with a win. It is Felix Paslak who finally scores again. And Chaplin, as always, I feel like in the start of the season he always gets injured, and as you can see, 6 weeks straight away. I mean, again, it's good timing because he mainly will just miss the preseason tournament. For the first league games he will be basically back, but as always he has to start off the season with an injury. Because Angels and Genk got a draw against each other, I think if we would win the second game we would definitely be through. I mean, Genk could not get in front of us anymore. I think even if Rangers or I think, yeah, whatever happens, we would be through. So a win against Genk and we would already be through. And boom, it was a draw, very retarded in my opinion. First of all, of course, Felix Paslak with another goal. But they both scored in the same minute. Their center back and our right back have scored in the same minute. Does make sense, but alright. We are now on 4 points, so that's still decent enough, I would say. League table after 2 games therefore this, 4, 3, 2 and 1. We are playing against Angels. We can, if we lose, if we not lose, we are already through, I think. So we would have to lose to not go through, but of course on the other side, we probably need a win to defend first place, and first place is an advantage. Playing at home, and boom, and there we go. 2-1 win with Bennett, this time with both goals. So yes, Paslak and Bennett with 2 goals. 2-1 win. And therefore with 7 points out of these 3 games, we are going into the semi-finals. Before, of course, the first time we get some prize money, around the $750,000. decent amount. Our budget isn't too high, so we could need this money for sure. So let's see if we can maybe even increase the potential prize money we get, and we can add to our transfer budget. Next game, semi-finals, Stade de Reims, one of the French teams in this tournament. And boom, it is another win. Paslak with his third goal already. They did equalize, but 10 minutes before the end, Vieira scored one of his rare goals he scores. He doesn't score too often, but that was a good one. And so we go into the final, and of course again get some prize money. We basically got around 2 million in total now, so that is almost, we almost doubled our transfer budget with that. And now guys, a big transfer update. We're gonna sign a lot of free agents. You can see in the background decent ratings. The best one of course, Ivan Konra Salas, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. 70 rated, a value of 2.1, so that's nice. But we are gonna sign, I think in total 4 free agents. There's gonna be one more we're gonna soon sign, I will show you. But while you can see, I just basically had a very, you can see the stats, we had a very thin squad basically. And we definitely needed a few more players to do stuff, because we saw last season, every time we have an injury, we get into problems. So we need a lot of new players, especially, I told you, if I really want to get the center mids, maybe a left winger, maybe center back, but also we have to improve the bench, the backups in a lot of positions, because we have a lot of very old ones, a lot of very bad ones. We really want to replace as soon as possible. And signing free agent of course is the best way, because it doesn't cost us any money. They are mostly on very low wages, and yeah, we can basically in total still make a profit, because we're signing them for nothing, and the players they now basically replace on the bench, we can now sell. And as I just told you, the players they're now gonna be placed on the bench and reserves can now be transfer listed, and there are 3 ones: Davies, a center back, Davies, a right back, and Arbora, the center mid. We have signed a right back, we have signed a center back, we have signed a center mid. We really don't need these 3, so all of them are now on transfer list, and we try to sell them. And you will see now, before after we go on this, before we talk about these players or the one more free agent though, it is now time to talk about the final game in the Beason tournament. Another French team, Dijon, not 100% sure how to pronounce their name. But can we beat them? That's a big question. And boom, unfortunately, we have got 3 wins and a draw so far in the 4 preseason games, but this one, for some reason, we didn't even have a chance. Quite an easy 3-1 win for them, so unfortunately we will not get more than these 2 million of a prize money. But here we go guys, Adama Maiga is the 5th free agent we're gonna sign. We can have a quick look at his stats. Not the greatest, he's probably the worst of all the players we signed, but it's just another one. Because of this we can again put players on the transfer list. But now before we talk about that guys, it's time to make the first big signing, or first signing with including a transfer fee from a different team. I was looking, especially I was deciding between Anto Grigic and Suat Zada. Weird names, both playing in Germany. Both 72 weight in the age of 21, both for the more defensive center mid. Because both of them are also decent defending. They're kind of all-rounder, not that great in shooting, finishing or long shots, both not that high for them, so really low. So I was thinking a lot between them. In the end, even though they had the same weddings and the same age, Anto Grigic still had a quite far bigger value. I mean 3 million I think Zerda, and 3.9 for him, so that's a decent difference. And because they have the same ratings and stuff, I thought that kinda just probably means something about his potential. And also, as you will can see, even though he had bigger value and probably therefore his bigger potential, he was still cheaper. I mean, we can get him for 2 million and Zerda for 2.2. So I thought about him. He looked more interesting. Plus he has a bigger value. Plus we can get him for less money. And therefore I think it is not a big surprise that I have decided to sign Anto Grigic, I hope that's how you pronounce his name, from VfB Stuttgart for 2 million, 15k of wage, really not too much for his rating and potential and age. Both of them had showing great potential, of course. Nobody on my shortlist has not showing great potential or more than that. So he has 80 plus potential. I think that's a very good signing. He has a much higher value than what we get him for. So Anto Grigic is the first signing of this transfer window. And again, he's gonna replace somebody, and this dude we don't need, and it is Danny Bose. Really good player, has played a lot for us, but he's 30 years old, and again, we just don't need him. So we have now 4 players on the transfer list, and now, guys, the second signing. I had this dude on my transfer list for a short list for a very long time, Andre Dossel. And I was very interested in him straight away. He has a good rating, he's quite cheap, 1.6 million, not too much. And he has exactly the kind of stats I want. Of course, he can have better stats, but I really wanted him. He doesn't have to be pacey. What I want was decent stamina, vision, maybe some good tank position, puncture, tripling, maybe some finishing, maybe some long shots, these kind of things basically. This is what I wanted him to have. Not good defending, just passing, long shots, free kicks, or finishing, some kind of attacking stats that he can score goals to. And also, of course, some good stamina if possible. And I was scouting around, but it was basically 1 month into this transfer window. We haven't really found anybody else interesting, so I just thought, you know what? The chance that I find somebody who is actually not only interesting, but more interesting than him is so small that I just should just sign him. And therefore, Andre Dossel is gonna be our more attacking center mid in the second signing of this transfer window from a different club again. And as always, 1 player in, 1 player out, and this time it's Gary Roberts. Has scored a lot of goals for us actually in this series for some reason, but he's on 10k wage for a player who has gone down to -2 in his overall last season and is 34. It is time to get him out of the club. And now we had 5 transfer listed player, 1 loan list player, but that was a mistake. I put him off a loan list, but let's talk about these 5 transfer list players. First of all, Arbora, we got an offer for him. That was decent enough for me, I accepted it, and therefore he is the first of these 5 players who is gonna leave us. Next up, it is time for Gary Roberts to leave us. It's not bringing us a lot of money, but especially 10k wages is quite a lot in my opinion. I mean, that's 500k a year that we save by getting him out of the club. That's a lot, so he's the next player getting out. Next up, we have Tom Davies. I think he was the right back. He's also going to Doncaster. A lot of players going to Doncaster. I mean, Gary Roberts going to Doncaster. He's going to Doncaster. And I think, yeah, exactly. Danny was also going to Doncaster. So Doncaster just loves buying our players for some reason. And last but not least, number 5 was Calvin Davis. He's the right back, so the other one was the centre back. I'm sorry. Longford Town is gonna pick him up and sign him. Alright guys, enough talking about the transfers, let's go into the first games. First one of August, we have games against Brighton, Hove Albion, Accrington Town the Cup, Hull City, QPR and Middlesbrough. And just in time, Connor Chaplin is back from his injury. I told you, of course he has to start with an injury, but at least it's good timing. He will only miss the preseason games just in front of the start of the first league game. He's back from his injury, that's perfect. First game at home against Brighton, Hove Albion, and boom! 2-0 win, Slashtaq again scoring, so it looks like this season he's gonna score more. Injury on their side, Smith with a late goal after he got subbed in. There we go, good start into the season, a 2-0 win, a clean sheet and 3 points. Next up we have Accrington Stanley in the EFL Cup, and boom, it is a 1-all draw. What a weird game. They score, get a red card, basically straight afterwards. Naismith equalizing before time. Even though they were down to 10 men for a long time, we were not able to score another one, and then in penalties, we lost. The good thing about it, I don't really care too much about the cups. We don't really need the money currently that much, so we can now really concentrate on the league. So I will see it positive. Next up, away game this time, Hull City, and boom, and we were kinda close. We actually did take the lead with a Lecco very early, but unfortunately, Henriksen and Mbokani unfortunately got them the 3 points. So after win, now a loss, still not bad. Next up we have QPR at home, and boom, another 2-0 loss. They even we missed the penalty. A right back Gonçalves Salas, who had to play for Felix Paslak, who because of second choice team has actually is our best penalty taker in the whole squad, Gonçalves Salas. He missed though, and we lost 2-0. So yet 3 league games, 1 win, 2 losses. Last but not least, Middlesbrough away, and boom, and it is another loss. Lego did equalize, but in the end, it is the 3rd loss in a row, so we have not started off too great. After 4 games, only 3 points. It is time to end the month of August and the transfer window. Of course, as always, it ends with the transfer deadline day. You can see the 3 biggest transfers: Lukaku to Man U, not a surprise. Actually can happen in real life too. There were some news recently, if you haven't heard about it. Serie to Barca, interesting, and Naby Keita to Juve, interesting too. A lot of money spent in this transfer window, so you definitely cannot say anything against that. But it is time. We have made every transfer we wanted to do. I have been looking, of course, at the left wing and maybe center back, but haven't found anybody. But now it's time that our new team with the new players can perform, and has to perform now, of course. So as I just told you, after 4 games we had 3 points. We started off with a win, but then ended the last month with 3 losses in the league. So yet not too great, but that's what you expect. 19th place. We have 5 league games this month. Burton Albion, Birmingham City, Sheffield Wednesday, Rotherham, of course, that will be a very interesting game, and Fulham. Let's straight away go in the first game at home against Burton Albion. Is it going to be the 4th loss in a row? And no, it isn't, because we are winning 4-1. Waterhill, Chaplin with 2 goals, Lecco with a goal. They score 1 in the same minute, I think. I don't know really if that makes sense, but alrighty, didn't get a clean sheet, but it's still a 4-1 win. Chaplin actually with 3 goals, so Chaplin, great stuff. Last month we also started with a win and then had 3 losses, so let's see what we can do against Birmingham City. Boom, a loss. Told you. I don't even want to try to pronounce his name. I think it's actually not too hard, but I really just don't want to try. Scoring 2 goals against us, Dorsal with his first goal for us, but it is a loss, so it looks like it's just going to be like last month. A win and then losses. 1 win and losses. Let's see. Sheffield Wednesday next. Is it going to be a loss? Boom, it isn't. Our right back Concha Salas this time actually did score a penalty, but in the end they equalized, took the lead, nature with a goal, injury thank God on their side. It's a draw at least. A very interesting game in my opinion, because of course we got promoted with them, so for me it's very interesting to see who has the better start in the season, who has maybe made the better changes to the squad. Boom, 2-2, because we're playing away, probably most people would say it's a better result for us. But I mean, Felix Passak scored, we were 2-0 up, but we still haven't won the game unfortunately. So just like last month, we win the first game, but then we just cannot win. This time 2 draws instead of 2 losses. Fulham City next, boom, yeah, it's just like last time, a win and then we can't win. But this time at least it's draws and not wins. For the 3rd draw in a row. That leaves us with 9 points after 9 league games and on 18th place, so we have not had the greatest start ever, not the worst too, but we have played against some good teams already, but 9 points after 9 games, 18th place is kinda where you would expect us. I hope for a better start, but it's not too bad. Only 4 games in this month. Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, Huddersfield and Blackburn. Can we start off with a win for the 3rd time? In the last 2 months we have started the first league game with a win. And boom, and we do it again. Bennett, Naismith with 2 goals. They got a red cup too, of course, it's Cory. Former Bundesliga player too. He has played for I think Ingolstadt and Hamburg. Of course he is getting a red card, but yeah, we have as always started off with a win, and now we're probably gonna stop winning. Leeds United, boom, no we don't. Anto Grigic, I think with his first goal for us. They do equalize, but Lecco scores, so for the first time we actually can start off with 2 wins into a month. Not bad. Next game, Huddersfield. Even though we have, of course, got a lot of draws, but we have got a lot of draws in the end of last month. And now a few wins, so we earned some at least very good unbeaten one. And boom, it continues. Evans with the only goal. 1 yellow card and 1 goal. That's all that happened in this game. But yeah, there we go. We are not getting the best results. I mean, recently we are, but we have a decent unbeaten run. Last but not least, Blackburn, and boom, and that was just freaking easy. In the first minute already, go from Lecco, who scores the second, and then Naismith also with 2 goals. Getting subbed in, 1 minute later he scores, and then just before the end of the game. So our biggest win yet in this season, maybe in the whole series too, I'm not 100% sure. 4-0, Lecco and Naismith, another clean sheet. So this month, I think we had 4 games and 4 wins. And therefore, I think it's not a big surprise that we did get the Manager of the Month reward. I mean, we had a perfect record in this month. Felix Passak though, starting off with a 7, or we started off November with a 7 weeks injury. So he is missing like 1.5 months basically. That's not great. Here you can see what 1 good month can do. We have been finishing 19th place, we have been finishing 18th place. At the start of last month, 31 days ago, we have been, 4 league games ago, we have been 18th place. And 4 games and 12 points later, we are in the playoff spots. 21 points after 13 games, that's where we got 6th place. Playoff spots. Great. This month we had 4 league games again: Brentford, Cardiff, Bournemouth and Bristol City. And we start off with a very interesting game already, because Brentford, as you can see, also in great form, 22 points, 1 more point than us, 2 places in front of us, 4th place. We're playing away too, so this will not be easy. Can we do it or not? And boom, no, we can't. They score Grigic with a late injury too, so that's not the greatest way to end this game, but yeah, we have lost. Thank God Grigic only out for 2 days, so basically he's not even gonna miss a game. It is time to go into the game against Cardiff. For the first time we have not started off the month with a win. So let's see what we can do this time against Cardiff, and boom, 3-0 win. Wow, Burgess with probably his first goal. Maybe in the whole series, not sure if he ever scored before. Lego with another one, even 2 actually. Great win, clean sheet, 3 goals for us. Another 3 points, so yet a win and a loss in this month. Next up, Bournemouth away. This should not be anything really, and it isn't. Wilson with the only goal, so another 1-0 loss. At least, if we lose, we always lose by like 1-0. But if we win 3-0, 4-0, 4-1. So, goal defense is still decent. 1 win and 2 losses in. We have to talk about something before we can go in the last game of the month. Felix Paslak has not given me any message before, suddenly came with this message. My decision, I've come to my final decision. It's been difficult, but I need to leave this football club, so I'm requesting to go on the transfer list. Why do I show you this? I mean, we saw exactly the same for Connor Chaplin, who first told me, I'm not sure if I want to stay, I want to leave, and then he suddenly said, I'm not sure if I want to leave, and then he signed a new contract and is happy here. The thing is though, first of all, I'm quite sure Felix Paslak didn't say anything before, but that's not the point. The point is, this message I got at the 21st of November. Of course, I finished this episode on the 1st of January. So in these 5 weeks, basically, actually even 6 weeks, he has not said anything else. This is still his decision. So since the 21st of November, his decision is he wants to leave us, which is not great. But at this point I also started scouting for Warptech, because if he leaves, we need the replacement. But now let's go in the 4th game, a win and 2 losses so far, and boom, and what did I tell you? If we lose 1-0. We had 4 games in this month, 2 wins, 2 losses. Both losses, 1-0. Both wins, 3-0. We'll get another goal, there's a Young and a Naismith. So goal defense wise, we have got exactly half of it. We have got 2 wins and 2 losses. We have got 6 out of 12 points. But, and that's the thing, we have scored 6 and only conceded 2. So our goal defense is still going up. And which is also why, even though we had really not the greatest form, we have made the place and are now up to 5th place. We have still, I just cannot believe it, we still have a playoff spot. Is it actually happening again, that we can get the 3rd promotion in a row? That would be mental. 27 points, I mean, 7th place for example is also on 27, so we can drop down, but currently freaking amazing on 5th place. And this month was really important, because instead of 4, we now have 7 league games. Ipswich Town, Derby County, Wolverhampton, Reading, Millwall, Wigan Athletic and Leeds United. 7 games in 1 month. A good month, like 4 or 5 wins. And we can go up maybe to like 3rd or something. A bad month and we go down to like 10th, 12th place again. So, gonna be interesting what we can do. Let's start off against Ipswich Town. Last month for the first time we didn't start off a win. This time, boom, we do it again. Chaplin, Lecco, Naismith. The players who always go. Naismith actually, even though he gets subbed on and plays less than Bennett, I think he scores a lot more. Felix Paslak was back from his injury. I thought he would be back like mid-December. He's actually already back in the end of the 1st week, so that's very nice. We can go in the 2nd game. He was not fit for this one, but in the next game he can play again. Derby County, and boom, and it is a 3-2 win with Concha Salas. Basically the replacement of Felix Paslak scoring goal, as well as Chaplin scoring twice. Winning us the game very late. And yeah, guys, 2 games, injury on that side, 2 games in this month yet, and 2 wins. So that's already 2 wins in 7, not bad. Next up, Wolverhampton at home. And boom, and it is the 3rd one. Another clean sheet, Chaplin and Concha Salas. Felix Paslak was fit for this game, I just completely forgot him. As you can see, he's not even on the bench, I completely forgot about him, but I put him in, I think, for the next game or so. But yeah, there we go, another clean sheet, another 3 points. 3 games, 3 wins so far. 2nd choice team against Reading away, if this is something I don't know anymore. And boom, and it is Naismith with 2 more goals. This dude is scoring a lot. Our 2nd choice team just won 2-0 away against Reading. Can you believe it? frick's sake, guys. We have started off this month with 4 games and 4 wins. Boom! It just continues, guys. 2-1 win against Millwall. They took the lead, but Lego and Chaplin with the goals. Pass luck in. 5 games, 5 wins. What is going on? Wigan Athletic, boom! Another win. Last but not least, Leeds. Is it gonna be a perfect month of 7 games and 7 wins? Boom! It's not. I mean, okay, we lost at least one. Otherwise, I would have said, I mean, we had a perfect month with 4 wins in 4 games. That can happen. But 7 games, 7 wins. That would have been mental. I mean, it still is. 6 wins and a loss. 18 of 21 points. And we have really started off quite bad in this season with 9 points in 9 games. But after this, in 15 games, we got 36 points. We got almost 2.5 points per game since match day 10. That's crazy. And we are still almost at 2 points per game. We have 45 points already. We have 14 wins, the most with Middlesbrough. 1 more than second Hull. We have 7 losses, which is quite a lot more than Middlesbrough and Hull City. But because they, instead of winning these games they haven't lost, only got a draw, they are only a few points in front of us. We are only 3 points behind a automatic promotion spot. Second, only 4 points behind another league title. And we are already 8 points in front of a non-promotion spot, non-playoff spot. This could be the 3rd promotion. Unbelievable. 43 goals. Most goals scored. I told you, even if you lost in one, our good defense always improved. We have the best attack, and we have the second, actually the 3rd best defense together with Hull City. There is 9th place Brighton Hove Albion has 21 goals conceded. We have the 2nd best goal defense. We are on the level of Hull City and Middlesbrough. Currently, it's really Middlesbrough, Hull City and us fighting for the first 3 spots, and we had the same last season. And you know what happened? We have won the league in the land. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. A few more things I want to show you too before we go to squad report. Lego is the top goal scorer so far in the season with 11, one better than, I don't even want to try to pronounce the name. Otherwise, I mean, you also have the most clean sheet together with Bentley from Brentford. And now, guys, the last thing we're gonna do about in this season is the squad report. It's actually not the last thing, but yeah, just look for the squad report. First of all, the growth. The stats, of course. Is there anything really interesting to say? Felix Pasek actually has been scoring again with 2 goals. But yeah. Our new signings, cricket stats wise, not amazing yet. Average rating of 6.6, 1 goal, 0 assists. On the other side, but he's still scoring +2. The same for Dozer, who on the other side though has an average rating of 6.9, which is really decent. 2 goals and 6 assists. 8 score points for a center mid in 19 games is really not bad. Lego, of course, as I told you, the top goal scorer so far in this season, 11 goals and 3 assists, 14 score points in 21 games. That's great. Again, last season has been great. This season again, Lego was definitely an amazing signing. Chaplin also doing quite decent with 9 goals and 4 assists, 13 score points in 19 games, so definitely happy with that too. And then we have to talk about Naismith, who I told you has scored more than probably Bennett, so maybe I should switch it up. You can tell me, maybe he deserves more game time. Because so far, he has played 15 games, almost every time he got subbed in, and at least like 10 of them, and he only got subbed in, so has not played the full time. And still managed to get 9 goals and 1 assist, 10 score points in 15 games, where he mostly got subbed in, average rating of 7, and the Cubby also had 1 game and 1 goal, so 16 games, 10 goals and an assist. I mean, ratio-wise, score points divided by games and game time, he's the best one. Maybe he should play more often. Yeah, guys, you're probably already through the growth. Growth-wise, yeah, you can probably see kind of who I'm trading, but nothing too amazing really to talk about. Nothing surprising really. All players going down, new players going up. Nothing too surprising. The last thing I actually want to talk about is, of course, the January transfer window. We do have a decent amount of money in our transfer budget. We can make signings. I've been looking, as always, for this thing: 23 to 28-year-old players with an expiring contract, so pre-contract signable players. Especially, I've been looking at more white picks, and I want to be send you a few players now. we start off with a right back, Ryan McLaughlin, not sure. 24, he can sign an OP contract. You can tell me if any of these players you feel like is worth it. Adam Matthews, another right back. Another right back. We go in the center back, we could need a center back. We can of course keep our current center back Burgess, but maybe next season, especially if we actually get promoted, we definitely should need another one. This dude seems quite amazing, and we could get him for nothing. Another center back, Matthias Ginter, probably asking for a lot more wages than Babette or Babé or whatever. But of course probably also better and has better potential. Matthias Ginter. Should I go for him? Tell me in the comments. Another one, a left back. We don't need a left back really, but we could need a backup because our current backup Stevens is quite old. And our third choice, this one Maiga dude, is quite bad. So my target, big wages though, so I'm not sure if he's worth it, but it's another one. Ryan Mason is another one. Of course I will find maybe more, but these are ones I have found so far in this 1 month of scouting. CDM, Centimet, we don't really need one. But we can go for him if you feel like it. Leo Fair, probably not, but he is an option. And then we end with Christian Gütschkier, who of course only would be a backup, but I don't think he's really worth it, to be honest. But maybe you feel differently. So there are a few players, especially we were talking about the right backs in case Felix Passak leaves. Should I sign one of these on a big contract? If not, should I maybe sign another one? There are a lot of right backs, and even if we have to sell him, we still get a decent amount of money for sure for him. So tell me if he leaves, if he really wants to leave, who am I supposed to sign on a big contract? And if you think I can maybe do prevent him from leaving this transfer window, but you still think that he might want to leave next one, maybe therefore also it's already decent to speculate about that and sign a right back already. Also an option. You can tell me if one of the free contract signable right backs, if you should sign one. Then of course one of the center backs, Barbet or Ginter, very big. We need a center back. Decent option, I would say, for the money we could get them. So these are the main question basically right now. And yeah guys, this has been it. This was it with another Portsmouth FC Foot Simulation World Clay episode. Start of season 3, we end on 3rd place. I don't know, man. Again, I did not expect us to win the league. The first season we kinda did. Second season I was sure we are not even fighting for playoff spot. We win the league. This season I think definitely not. I mean, we start off like just how I think. I mean, in the first season we also started off really bad, and at some point I had a mention rating below 50. I was sure I would get fired soon. And then we had like 20 wins in a row, so like I think 12. Here the same. We had the perfect month with 4 wins. The last 3 months we had 4 games first and 4 wins. Then 4 games, 2 wins, 2 losses, and then 7 games with 6 wins and a loss. So the last 3 months we had 15 games, as I told you, 15 games, and we got 12 wins. 12 wins and 3 losses. We have made 36 points in these 15 games. 2.5 points per game. Freaking mental, guys. 12 wins in 15 games, dude. Newly promoted again. And we are fighting for the promotion. We actually couldn't even fight for the league title. We are 4 points behind first and 4 points in front of 4th. We are as close to the next league title than to the 4th place. This is amazing. Yeah guys, hope you look forward to that. If you enjoyed this episode, it would be very nice if you could hit a smash button and help me out with that. And yeah, if you're new and enjoyed this, look forward to episode 6 or more content on this channel almost daily. Then just subscribe. I will see you tomorrow guys. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.